Welcome, everyone. My name is John Brenneman, and I am the president here at MOA Vacations. Want to thank everybody for joining us our webinar today with Oceania Cruises. We are going to record today's webinar. This evening or tomorrow, we will email everyone a copy of this presentation. So if at any point during the presentation there's something you'd like to revisit, we started right on the hour, so just make a note of what time it was, and then rather than watching the whole webinar, you can just fast forward to that part. I'm going to touch on this again in a minute, but you are invited to bring friends and family along on any trip you book with MOA Vacations. So when you receive the email, which includes a link to the video, feel free to share that with your friends and family if there's someone that you would like to invite along with you. I'm going to talk a little bit real quick about MOA Vacations for those of you who may not be familiar with us. And then I'm going to turn it over to Loretta. Loretta's going to talk about Oceania, let you know a little bit more about their product and what sets them apart. And then we're going to go through a myriad of special promotions that we currently have going on, opportunities for you to save money and free amenities. And then Loretta and I are going to do a Q&A. So we will be available to answer any questions you might have. Actually, when Loretta begins her presentation, I'm actually going to answer questions while she is presenting. So feel free to answer questions at any time. If you put your mouse or your cursor at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a little couple of conversation bubbles that are labeled Q&A. Just type your questions in right there. Some questions I'll just go ahead and answer. If it's something I think everyone is going to be interested in, I may answer it in the Q&A, but I will bring it up again at the end so everyone can hear Loretta and I expand upon that. So real quick, I just have one slide before we get going, and this is kind of the 4 points that we talk about with MOA Vacations. Loretta, if you can go to the next slide. The one thing we always talk about is our superior level of service. We do provide a concierge level of service. We are, in fact, the only travel agency in the country that offers travel on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. And that means exactly what it sounds like. If you have a problem before or during your trip, you reach out and you will talk to either myself or our Vice President, Mike Terrell. I actually handle about 80–90% of client concerns personally. I do that so we can get them done in a timely manner. We typically tell people if they have an issue that we'll get back with them within 48 hours, which if you've ever had an issue before with any cruise line, tour company, airline, or anything like that, that is way below kind of what the industry standard is, which typically is around 6 to 8 weeks. So we are here to make sure that when you book through us, that you have an enjoyable vacation. We do guarantee the lowest prices. In fact, we have a lot of instances where our prices are actually lower than what's available either directly through Oceania or through other travel agents. We are going to talk today about some of the free amenities that we have today. The current promotion we have this month is either a $200 onboard credit or a wine bundle. That is based upon the cabin category that you book. That is actually a separate amenity from the select sailing dates that we have that have free prepaid gratuities. So the free prepaid gratuities are on select sailings. So if you're flexible when you travel, you contact us and tell your cruise consultant where you want to go and approximately when you want to go. And hopefully they'll be able to find a date that has those free prepaid gratuities. But the amenity of the $200 onboard credit or wine bundle is available on every ship, every sailing. And then we do have group opportunities. These are ones that you can put together. Multi-generational travel is extremely popular, particularly post-COVID. This is where you would cruise with your kids, your grandkids, expanded family. Cruising is such a great opportunity to do a family vacation, even if it's not over Thanksgiving and Christmas, although a lot of people do multi-generational trips at holiday time. But just if you've never done it before, it actually is great because there's so many options of what you do during the day that you can go out and everybody in your family, and we're talking about multi-generations, so you're talking about a disparity of age. So everybody goes out on the day and does what they want to do, and then everybody gets back together at the end of the day for dinner, and everybody has stuff to talk about. The adventures, the exciting things that they did during the day. We also do groups for friends, neighborhood groups. If you currently get our newsletter, I actually wrote my column in the May newsletter about this, about all the different group opportunities. A lot of MOA members we know belong to other military groups, alumni groups, those types of things. We'd love to work with you on those group departures as well. And then, of course, you have your local chapter, your state organizations. Get a hold of them or get a hold of us, and we'll see if we can't put something together for you and your fellow MOA members from your city or from your state. The camaraderie that you have from traveling with family, with traveling with friends, or traveling with your fellow MOA members really is a great enhancement to your vacation. So I'm going to turn it over to Loretta. She has a lot to talk about. So as I said, any questions, feel free just to drop them in the Q&A. I'm going to shut my camera off because I'm going to be typing and mute so you don't hear the key clicking the entire time that Loretta is. You only make that mistake once. So, so you won't hear the constant clicking as I'm typing my answer. So as she's saying, any questions, go ahead and type them in. And then, as I said, we're going to do a Q&A at the end. So Loretta, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and tell us more about Oceania.
Well, thank you, John, so much for having us today. And we appreciate the opportunity to talk to your MOA members. So we are very grateful to be here. And I was thinking when you were talking about groups, I have to say we've had some very successful groups before with the MOA Association on board Oceania. So hopefully we can bring a few more of those back to us in the future. But to talk about Oceania Cruises, I tell you, we have so many things that we can share with you today. And I know depending on what you're thinking about or what you're looking for, I think we have a little bit, we can help a little bit of everyone depending on what their interest is. But to kind of give you a feel for who we are and what we really are known for in the industry, if you're not familiar with Oceania, or maybe it's been a while since you've cruised with us, we are really known for three things. And these truly are the core pillars of what Oceania was founded on and what we've been cruising on. And it's hard to believe we started cruising in 2003. So we're already in our 21st year. And we started with one ship, and we're currently at 7 and going to 8 next year in 2025. We are known for our beautiful small ships. We have gorgeous, luxurious, small vessels. We like to say that when you travel with Oceania, you're traveling with hundreds and not thousands. That's the great thing about our fleet. We are known for the curated travel experiences that we go to all throughout the world. One thing that we really do try to focus on when we talk about itineraries is we are trying to make sure that we're really able to immerse you in the destination that you're wanting to see and cruise to. So a lot of our itineraries, the shortest one is 7. Our longest is our around the world, which is actually the full around the world is 197 days. But truly, when we look at our itineraries, we want to make sure that we take you to those boutique ports of call as well as those marquee ports of call. So when you're looking at our itineraries, you're going to see the Istanbuls and the Romes, but you're also going to see Monte Carlos and Cinque Terre. So there's a great variety of destinations that we go to. Now, the hallmark of our brand is our cuisine. That truly, we are known for the finest cuisine at sea. A lot of our guests call us the foodie cruise line, and we're very proud to be the foodie cruise line. But truly, that is the hallmark. That is what we are known for, is the onboard culinary experiences that we offer on board our ships. So when we talk about the small ships and we say small ship luxury, this will just kind of give you an idea of how we measure up to other premium cruisers. Because when we talk about what we're seeing in the trends, we have seen that a lot more guests are coming to us for the first time. And it truly is because we are small ships. It's a more personalized experience than maybe if they're cruising with one of the premium cruise lines. So this just shows you a little bit of a size of a comparison if you're cruising with another line currently and you're looking to come to us. But we truly do offer everything that you would need while you're on board. We are a little different with our fleet because the beautiful thing is we have our regatta class, we have the Oceania class, and then our newest class is Allura. So when you're looking at our fleet, regatta class are our smallest ships, Regatta Nautica, Insignia, and Serena, 650 passengers with a great crew of 400 to be able there, to take care of you and give you that personalized service. The Oceania class, Marina and Riviera, is 1,250 guests with 800 crew, and then Allura class coming out with Vista coming out last May, and then Allura coming out next year in July, 1,200 guests with 800 crew. So truly, that smaller, more personalized experience when you cruise with us. Our ships are beautifully appointed. That's one thing you'll really see. And with the Laura class, the new class that just came out, this beautiful teardrop waterfall when you come on board, Vista is absolutely stunning. She is one of the most beautiful ships I've ever seen when I've been on board. And if you have cruised with us before, and maybe you've been on Riviera or Regatta or maybe Nautica, you're going to see a true transformation. Over the last few years, we have really brought our fleet, we've called it the re-inspiration because we wanted our fleet to be very consistent. And when you cruised on Vista or cruised on Riviera or Regatta, we wanted you to have those same amenities, the same design and decor. So we've really, over the last few years, we've made a pretty remarkable investment of really re-inspiring, refurbishing the entire fleet so they have all the same look and design. So you're going to see those lighter colors and brighter colors throughout the entire fleet. So this is once again that grand entrance when you walk on board. This is kind of the main entranceway on board Vista. And then over to the left-hand side is the grand dining room, which beautiful chandeliers. And we've redesigned it as well, where it has some of those gorgeous, tables for four and tables for two, but also we have those larger tables as well. So staterooms, whatever your personal needs are when you're cruising with us, we really have a large variety of stateroom categories. So if you're looking for that owner suite that has that large, spacious, our suites go anywhere, the owner suites anywhere from 1,000 to 2,400 square feet. Comes with butler service as well as the Vista suites and the Oceania suites. But maybe you're looking more for, and this actually is a great picture of the Vista suite. You can see here 1,540 square feet to 1,850. It is truly we want you to feel like it's your home away from home. So you can truly come in, unpack, relax. And I think that's one of the greatest things about cruising is when you're cruising, you really just have to come on board, unpack once, and then let us do everything else to take care of you because we're going to take you to all those amazing ports and the culinary experiences on board so you really can truly enjoy and relax. One thing I will say as we were talking about the suite categories, our ships, because we are smaller, we fill from the top down. So those owner suites, Vista suites, Oceania suites, and our penthouse categories always fill first. So definitely, if you want one of the suite categories, book early as you can, because that truly makes a difference in being able to get you the accommodations that you're looking for. Now, maybe you don't need the butler service. Maybe you're not worried about the suites and the extra space, but we have beautiful veranda categories and concierge categories and ocean view categories that would give you all the needs and the comforts of home. And this is one of our concierge categories. And personally, I think it's one of the greatest values we have if you're not wanting to go into the suite accommodations, because with the concierge category, you really have a lot of added value and it comes with extra amenities where you have that priority noon ship embarkation. You can have access to the concierge lounge on Oceania class and Allura class, free laundry service, up to 3 bags. You've got the welcome champagne. You can get the priority specialty restaurant reservations and unlimited access to the Aquamarsh Terrace. So a lot of extra perks when you book the concierge category, and it truly makes a difference when you're, cruising, to have a few extra amenities when you're on board. But beautiful staterooms. All of our staterooms have slippers and bathrobes. They're always going to have that 1,000 thread count, Egyptian cotton linen, as well as the comforts with the TV and everything else that you would need. One thing that's new, and for many of you that may not have cruised with us over the last, the last couple of years, we recently announced that we now have solo staterooms. So if you are a solo traveler on Regatta class and also on Vista, we have solo staterooms available for you. So on Regatta class, it's the picture on the left. Beautiful stateroom it has a picture window so you can see outside. And then on Vista, it's actually a concierge category. So these staterooms are priced for a solo, and they are designed for a solo. So you can truly, travel in comfort and style by yourself if you don't have a fellow traveler to travel with you. And we do have a welcome cocktail reception for our solo guests so they can get to know other travelers. And then throughout the cruise, there's a few other things that we would invite you to. So if you want to join, you're welcome to. If not, then just enjoy the cruise. But that's something new that we've offered. So when you talk about cruising with us, and we know you have so many choices when it comes to cruising, one thing that really makes us very proud of Oceania is we are a little different. As I mentioned, we have that, we want you to feel like it's your home away from home. So on board our ships has a very feel of a residential design. We work with Dakota Jackson. We also work with Ralph Lauren Home because we don't want it to feel cookie cutter. We want it to be very warm and inviting. So you'll find different public spaces throughout the ship. It's going to have beautiful furnishings and beautiful areas for you to sit and relax. So it truly does make a difference when you're cruising. And we are country club casual. So you don't have to worry about jackets and tie going to dinner. So it truly is a very relaxed atmosphere on board. So many times, we talk about what we're known for and what people remember. But I have to say the crew, personally, from what I know from my experience of being on board and what guests tell me all the time, is a lot of the things that one of the, I guess, the biggest factors that bring guests back to us time and time again is the crew. They're warm, they're inviting, they're helpful. They are going to get to know you by name. They're going to get to know your likes, your dislikes. And if you ask them where the bistro is, or you ask them where the ladies' room is, they're going to take you. They're not going to point or say down the hall and around the corner. So they really go that extra mile to take care of you and make sure you have a great time. And on any given cruise, we have about a 60 to 65 repeat factor. So that really tells you that 65 to 65% of the guests on that voyage have cruised with us before. So that truly is a very high rating in the industry for us to have the loyalty. And I think a lot of those guests come back time and time again is because of the friendships and the bonds that they make on board with our guests, their crew does. And I know one time it's like one of our general managers says, he said, we always like to treat you like family so that you'll come back time and time again to spend time with us. Excuse me. So tons of onboard activities. We have our guest lecture series, so you can learn about new places that you're visiting. You can also, we'll have special guest speakers on board some of our voyages. If you're very into culinary, we have a beautiful culinary center that's on the Oceania class and the Vista class where you can do those hands-on cooking classes at sea. The great thing is we were the pioneer to actually the first cruise line to bring the culinary center on board a ship. And here we are still doing it, making it bigger and better. Not only do we have the hands-on classes, we now actually have culinary shore excursions. They're called culinary discovery tours. So you can go ashore and experience different types of culinary experiences. On some of our ships, we have the artist loft where you can learn to paint. You can kind of find your inner artist, if you so to speak, where you can learn how to sketch or draw and just kind of have a little extra activity while you're on board. But maybe you just want to go up and go to our golf putting green or shuffleboard, or if you're into pickleball, we have pickleball on board fitness track, paddle tennis, and so forth. And then in the evenings, we're going to have a Broadway style production shows. We got our casino on board. We've got a beautiful library if you just want to sit and read a book. So truly, we're going to have all the amenities and entertainment and activities that you would experience if you were cruising on a larger ship on a smaller ship. This may be in a little smaller scale, but it's always there for you. Now, when we talk about culinary, this is where we really truly, shine, because it's truly, in 2003 when we were built, or not, shouldn't say built, but when we were created, our founders said they kind of saw an area in the market where there was an area for really to be focused on culinary experiences. So with Oceania, we were built by foodies, we are run by foodies, and we are truly for foodies. That is truly the hallmark, because that's the focus. And when you think about regatta class, 650 passengers, those ships have 7 dining venues. If you look at Vista and Allura class coming, with Allura coming next year, those ships have 11 dining venues. So from 7 to 11, that's a lot of options for 650 to 1250 on the guest side. So, but what it really comes down to is so many times guests will say, what's your secret sauce? What is it about that makes your culinary experience so wonderful? And I really think it's 3 things. It is the team. We have an incredible team. Jacques Pepin was our executive culinary director for many, many years. He's now one of our ambassadors. We recently had Giada De Laurentiis join us. She is the godmother for Vista. We've got Sarah Malta, and we've got so many different special guest chefs that come on board our ships and really work with our culinary team. And then, of course, we have Chef Eric and Chef Alex, who is our executive culinary directors, that really make sure that we stay and have the best of the best. But the true thing it comes down to with the finest cuisine at sea is sourcing the finest and the freshest ingredients. It's kind of there was always a saying that Jacques Pepin used to say, he said, if you have a rotten tomato, there's very little you can do with it. So you have to make sure you have fresh produce. We source locally. We don't freeze our seafood. It's either air freighted in, or if it's caught and basically locally brought into us. We have special agreements. We only have French butter on board. We have French flour. The flour is milled to the specification of what it's going to be baking. So if it's going to bake a croissant, or if it's going to bake a baguette for a Toscana or Italian restaurant. So it truly does go down to the details of what makes it so much better. And then, of course, we have our incredible restaurants on board our ships. And as a reminder, we do not charge for our specialty dining. All of our specialty restaurants, it's complimentary. You can pre-reserve 1 reservation per restaurant prior to boarding. So if you wanted to go to Ember and have some of our comfort classics, or Aquamar Kitchen, which is one of our new restaurants on Vista, which is plant-based, it's all wellness focused. Terrace Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Toscana, if you want some beautiful Italian handmade pastas and sauces. Polo Grill, it's steaks and seafood prepared to order. The steaks are aged an average of 28 days. Red Ginger is our Asian. It's one of our most popular restaurants. And then maybe you want something a little more casual, you could go to Waves. During the day, it's a beautiful, by the poolside, a salad, grilled chicken, grilled fish, maybe a burger or a hot dog. In the evening, it turns into a pizzeria. So if you wanted to go up and grab a pizza, and then, of course, Terrace Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And let's not forget those milkshakes. We have an ice cream bar where you can go and have ice cream. We have Harry Slocum ice cream on board. And then we're famous for those wonderful milkshakes that we serve. So always something. And then if that's not enough options, we still have our 24-hour room service, that's a totally different menu in your stateroom that can be served. And depending on the categories, we have different menus. So say, for instance, you book the suites, you can order a course by course from any of the restaurants, concierge category, lunch and dinner from the grand dining room. So destinations, if it's on your bucket list, it is more than likely in our brochure. We truly do go all over the world. 7 days, as I mentioned, is our longest. Our average, I mean, not longest, as our shortest. Our average cruise is about 10 to 12 days, 10 to 14, depending on the destination. And then, of course, we have our full around the world. But destination wise, if you're looking for something, and I just highlighting a few itineraries for you just to give you an idea, what you're going to find with our itineraries is we are very immersive. So if you're looking at a 10-day cruise, you can see there's multiple ports of call. We truly do focus on being in port almost every day. You may have one day that's at sea, maybe 2 days, depending at the itinerary. But this is a beautiful Montreal round trip, 10 days, and you can see multiple ports that you're going to be able to visit. This one happens to be in September of this year. And then Alaska, if you're looking for Alaska, John mentioned it earlier about multi-generational families. This is a great place to go with your family. It's a great destination. It's also one of the only destination that we have children's programs on board our ships, but it's also easy. For Alaska, we go in and out of Seattle. We have a few that does Vancouver, Seattle, but it's truly where it's easy air, get on board the ship, enjoy, go up and see Juneau, Skagway, Sitka, Inside Passage, the hub, the glacier area. So it's a great vacation. If you're looking for something more exotic, we do our Asia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand. We also have, of course, Tahiti. So tons of different options for you here. This is a Cape Town to Barcelona. It's very unique because it's up the West Coast where most of the cruises actually tend to be in the south and more so on the east side. But this truly, it gives you very immersive itinerary. This is also one of our longer ones at 26 days. And then South America, of course. And we already have our exotic destinations open for bookings through winter of 2026. So lots of choices. This is Rio de Buenos Aires. This is 21 days on Marina. So a gorgeous itinerary. You can go down Ushuaia as well as Cape Horn area. And we do go into Antarctica. I know we had that question a few times. We don't touch the continent, but we do cruise the waters, and you are able to see several things within the area. So that's another area that we go to as well. South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, we have a lot of very immersive itineraries for these destinations, as well as the Tahiti, where we do Papeete round trip, which is a great 10-day itinerary where you can really focus on just seeing the Tahitian islands. So for 25, 26, as I mentioned, we already open, of course, we have 24, 25, and we're open now through the end of May of 2026. So lots of exciting opportunities for you to look at different destinations to go to. We have our Around the World, which for the first time, it's always been on Signia. The Around the World in 26 is open for bookings, and it's actually going to be on our new ship, Vista. We're very excited to have her do this itinerary. We actually did something different this time. In the past, it's always been 180 days round trip Miami, but we've added a 120-day departure, leaving from San Diego. We also have the 197-day option, leaving from Los Angeles. And then, of course, our full around the world that we've always called round trip Miami is 180 days. So exciting destinations that you can really immerse yourself and see the world in one cruise. And I mean, I know it seems like a long time to be gone for 6 months, but it's truly amazing at what you can see and do and the value of this cruise when you really break it down by a day by day. And speaking of value, leads into the perfect segue. When we talk about value with Oceania, we truly do believe that we are the best value in the luxury sector when it comes to Oceania, because our motto is your world your way. So we include our Simply More program, and that's on every departure, every category. We have the free round trip economy air from major gateways. We do the airport transfers. That's on the turnaround, embarkation, disembarkation days. We give you a shore excursion credit, and then you choose how you want to use that shore excursion credit for. We include our house beverage package, which is champagne, wine, and beer with lunch and dinner in the restaurants. All of our gourmet specialty dining is included in all of our specialty restaurants. And then, of course, we have our unlimited Wi-Fi, and that is for 2 devices, not 1, so 2. So you and your companion, you and your spouse, you can both be connected at the same time. John mentioned earlier with their Travel Savers amenities, they're going to have those exclusive amenities on select departures, which is prepaid gratuities, which is a huge value for you. To give you an idea, standard staterooms, it's up to and the verandas, it's 18 per person per day. When you go into the suites, it's 23 per person per day. So that's a great value that John is able to give you through MOA Vacations. And then we always include those complimentary beverages. So the water, the specialty coffees, cappuccinos, lattes, the teas, the sodas, and now of course the beer, wine, and champagne with lunch and dinner is included. If you want to upgrade to our premium, where it's including in spirits and it's unlimited, we do have a package where you can upgrade for an additional $30 per person per day, which I think is an incredible value considering sometimes when I'm traveling in a nice restaurant, one drink can be upwards of $15 to $18 plus gratuity. So that's an incredible value to be able to add that if you choose. And then when we talk about the free beverage package, it's not just house pours. We have our 30 plus choices. They are excellent wines that's been chosen by our culinary team and premium labels. We have all different types that we would offer on board. And we also have a domestic and an international beer list on board. When we talk about those shore excursions, I mentioned earlier with the shore excursion credit, you can use those shore excursion credits on any and all of our tours. We currently have over 8,000 tours that all the destinations that we go to. And we're doing something a little different too. We open our shore excursions at 365 days prior to departure. So that means if you are planning for 25, you can go ahead once you get it booked, depending on when you're cruising. The minute we open those short excursions, you can get your short excursions planned and be ready to take that wonderful vacation. And the credits can be used on anything. Our Go Local tours, our Grow Green tours, the Culinary Discovery tours, which are those smaller tours, more personalized service when it has a larger group. And then, of course, we also have the evening excursions beyond blueprints. And then if you just wanted a car and driver, you can use the short excursion credit toward that as well. So lots of things to offer you in regards to short excursions. And this is a little example with our Go Local tours. It's small batch. It's basically through the eyes of a local. It can take you exploring throughout the area and showing you really where you are. Maybe this is going to a fisherman, a farmer, or artisan, or maybe you're in Amsterdam and it's a bicycle tour. So it truly does make a difference. And then our culinary tours are one thing that we're really known for, which takes you into those local regions to really enjoy the cuisine and the culinary experiences with local chefs. So, John mentioned we have an exclusive offer. So we want to always say thank you for being with us and joining us. So our special offer today, I should say, I was about to say short excursion, but our special offer today is a $200 shipboard credit. It's on any new booking in a veranda or higher, which is our category B. And for that category, it's the $200. It's a wine bundle for any category C and below. If you make a new booking between today, May 16th, through the end of the year, not year, end of the month. Got some tongue twisted on that. I apologize. So May 16th through the 31st. So any new booking, John and his team will be able to make that booking for you. And then I'll get that shipboard credit or wine bundle applied. And we were talking about special promotions. We do have our Memorial Day sale. That's right around the corner. It's a wonderful holiday for all of us. And we have a 4-category upgrade sale. So it's amazing. This is one of the best sales that we run all year. We have the Memorial Day and we have the Labor Day. Those are 2 of our best sales. This one is up to the 4-category upgrade. It's on select departures. And this actually is going to be going through the end of June. So if you book something, you book by the end of the month. If you book by May 31st, we can give you that $200 on top of the upgrade, which would be a great value for you. And then if you're looking for something in 2025 for our exotics and tropics, we do have a free pre-hotel stay on select itineraries And this is an incredible value. I don't know how many of you have been traveling by hotel lately, but I am looking personally to take a couple of trips in August and September for vacation. And the hotels have just been incredibly expensive. I was looking at one that's upwards of $700 a night, and one other destination I was looking at, the least expensive was 500. So to have a free cruise hotel stay where you can fly in the day before, have that day to relax and get settled, not kind of get over the jet lag, and then be able to get on the ship the next day. That's a great opportunity and great amenity for you to have. So that's on select departures as well. And this one does expire the end of May. That will expire May 31st. Alora is coming, I have to say. Beautiful new ship. She will be coming out next July. She's already open for bookings. She'll be the sister ship to Vista. And we do have, I don't know if many of you would want, but we do have a new video on board our website. Unfortunately, earlier I was not able to get it to play on our PowerPoint, but it is on our website if you would like to see her. And I love, I'm very partial to Oceania Cruises. I mean, I know I can only say wonderful and give all the rave reviews that I've heard, but we truly do continue to win more and more awards. Everything from Cruise Critic and Condé Nast Traveler to Global Traveler, there's more and more that we win every year, 22 awards, 23 awards. We've actually won a few more, and we haven't had a chance to get everything updated on the slide, but there's multiple awards that we win every year. So it's not just us that say how wonderful they are. It's truly that we've been voted by you, our guests, and also by our fellow travelers that's cruising with us. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to John, and then we'll open it up to any questions.
Thank you very much, Loretta. Lots of information. So believe it or not, we didn't have any questions. So I'm just gonna touch base again. We did have some people that came in a little late. So we did record this or are recording this presentation. So we're gonna send it to everybody. You should receive it this evening. We actually have to download it, we edit it, and then we have to upload it. So sometimes that takes longer than others. And we are getting close to the end of the day. But if you don't receive it this evening, tomorrow you'll receive a copy of this presentation. We'll include some more information about the specials that Loretta went over. But we always just tell people the best thing you can do with so many different, specials going on at the same time, it can get confusing. I'm confused, and I've been in the industry for 35 plus years. So what we always tell you, the best thing to do is to give us a call or drop us an email and get in touch with one of our cruise consultants. And really the easiest thing to do is let them do all the work. Tell them where you want to go, when you want to go. As I mentioned at the beginning, the more flexible you are, that gives them more of an opportunity to find the very best deal. Now, we understand sometimes, you have a specific time frame you need to go. So excuse me, if you're looking to go to Alaska next year and the date that works for you is June 13th, then just let them know that you want to go on June 13th and they'll find you the best deal. If, however, you can go anytime in June, you let them know that, and then they can look at all the different June departures and they can get back to you and say, hey, on June 13th, the price with everything included is $2,000 per person. But if you went, a week later on June 20th, I could save you this much money. So really take advantage of their expertise and their ability to go in and find these specials for you. As we mentioned, the May promotions, which is the $200 Umber credit or the wine bundle, would apply to any booking. So there is a reason to book in the next 2 weeks, no matter what. So get a hold of us so we can take advantage of that promotion. And other than that, we'd love to hear from you. Whether you're going single, whether it's two of you, two couples, or you have 20 family members or friends or whatever it is that you want to do, let me know, let your cruise consultant know, and they will be more than happy to work with you to find you the very best deal and get you on Oceania. I can tell you personally, I've been on Oceania. I've been on most of the lines. They have a phenomenal product. If you are a foodie, they are a great choice. They really do have cuisine that is a step above from what you probably used to experiencing. So, I kind of wanted to ramble for a few minutes, just to see if anybody had any questions. We don't have any questions coming in. If you're like me, what's probably going to happen is 20 minutes, 2 hours tomorrow, you're going to think of a question. Drop us an email, give us a call. The cruise consultants we have there are very knowledgeable about Oceania and all the promotions and everything. So just give them a call, drop them an email, whichever way you prefer to be contacted. Just so you know, if you call us, we'll call you back. If you email us, we email you back. So you decide how you want to correspond with us, and let us see if we can't find something for you. So, Loretta, I can't remember the last time we had no questions. So I think you're the
Well,
gold
I don't know.
star.
I don't know if that's I was very thorough or if that's everyone's
There
still absorbing.
there you
But
go.
I just want to
Oh,
reiterate one thing you
of
said.
course.
You truly are a preferred partner with us. So there is no better way to get the greatest value than to booking it through John and his team. So they will be able to find the best value that we have that matches the cruise that you're looking for. And then the $200 or the wine bundle is good for any voyage. And then it is combinable with any of our promotions, where some of our promotions you can't double dip, but the $200 shipper credit and the wine bundle, those two things would be combinable. But thank you so much for the opportunity just for us to talk about Oceania today. I greatly appreciate it.
We actually had two questions come in right
Okay.
under the wire.
All
The
right.
first one, I'm not sure I understand it, is what is the payment for tour options?
If you are, it may go back to the shore excursion. So
Okay.
when you go online, you have your shore excursion credit. Once you've made your booking and you've got your deposit, and you go online and you're looking at your shore excursions and you start booking your shore excursions, our system is going to automatically take the credit from what you end up as your full package, and then you would just pay the balance. It's basically very easy. And I will also say the more shore excursions that you book, we give discounts on the more you book. So I believe it's like a savings if you book X number of X number of short excursions on a certain departure, then you get additional savings as well. But it's very easy when you're online looking at them. It just kind of subtracts it, and then it'll tell you what your final balance is. But you can definitely start booking those at 365 days prior to departure.
Gotcha. And then we had a question. Is there a listing of the cruises that are on the selected cruises? I think that might be referencing the select cruises that have the prepaid gratuities. We don't actually have it in an easy to share format. I will look into that. Probably the best thing, I don't know if it's something that we could put together in time to send with the email that we're going to try getting out tonight. Your best bet would be to drop us an email, Robert, and ask for a list of the sailings that have the prepaid gratuities on them. If I am correct, Loretta, that is capacity controlled, correct?
It is, and I have that I was trying to think, I may have that in a PDF flyer format.
I think we do have it in a PDF, but I don't think it's designed to be a consumer because the coding, I'm not sure they would understand some of the coding that's on that. But we can put something together. Just send us an email and say that you want a list. The only thing that I want to make sure that I say, and we'll probably put it in the email as well, is they are capacity controlled, so they are
Mhm.
not going to give everyone on the ship prepaid gratuities. So they'll come to us and say, you have these 20, 30, whatever it is, sailings that have prepaid gratuities. At some point, that will no longer be available. And since they do send it to us in a PDF, so it's not a live list, there is a possibility. I just don't want you to look and see a list that says, oh, the regatta on November 15th has prepaid gratuities. And then you contact us and the agent has to tell you that that sailing is no longer available. So that's one of the downsides of the static lists. But hey, when Oceania is kind enough to give us these sailings that have prepaid gratuities, we work with what they give us, right?
Mhm.
Perhaps you can answer this one, Loretta. What percentage is the deposit, and when would the balance be due? Is that set across all?
It actually would vary depending on the departure and the length of cruise, but an average is about, let's just say, 300 to 500 per person. It can go up from that.
Yeah.
But depending on the departure and when you check the voyage, when your cruise specialist checks the voyage for the client, they would be able to tell them at that time what the deposit would be. And we don't require deposit right away. So if you call today and the travel advisor held the stateroom for you, we don't require deposit. You have 5 days to make the decision. So that would give you time to look at the cost, the deposits,
Yeah.
and everything before you actually put money on the booking. That's a great thing as well.
Correct. And we had another
And
question about when are you required to pay, which is, I assume, is asking about both the deposit and the final. Just one thing, there's always exceptions. If you
mhm.
call us and you want to go on a cruise that leaves on Sunday, they're not going to give you 5 days. But no, we do have, I mean, we do have members who travel last minute. So,
Mhm.
um,
And I'm
the
really
the 5 days is going to be for a sailing that's like 2 months down the road, right? If you're looking to
exactly.
go on something that's within final payment, typically you get end of business day at the most 24 hours to hold. So, but 90%, 95% of what we sell are going to be people who are looking to go later this year and next year. So then that will apply.
And
That
that
kind of five
actually
day would apply. Go ahead.
that makes a great point, John, because we had spoke earlier about our dates that have value fares.
Yeah.
And so those are some really close in dates for 2024 that have some incredible savings up to 40, 50% off. So, but those would be at that point where you wouldn't have those 5 days. It would
Yeah.
be if you wanted it, you'd have to grab it and book it and pay in full.
Of
So,
those, you might want to call instead of emailing just because of the time lag. Um,
exactly.
but to be clear, when you call in or you email in and you talk to an agent and you say, I'm looking to go, June this year, June next year, whenever it is, to Alaska, Europe, wherever it is, when they reply to you, they will provide all that information. They will tell you, here's the cost of the cruise, here's the amount of deposit, when the deposit is due, when final payment is due. So you will have all of that information before you make a booking decision. So, it's always difficult when people ask specific questions like that because it does vary. If you book the world cruise, the deposit is more. And obviously, then if you book a 7 night cruise, and I think most people understand that. So
Mhm,
I think it's great that Loretta gave us kind of that average.
mhm.
It's great that they give us the opportunity to, not all cruise lines do that, but to give us the opportunity when you call in and you ask for information, the agent will call you back or email you back, give you the pricing, give you the deposit date, give you the date that final payment's to do, whatever other information that you kind of ask, and then you will have it. And then since they will give you when that deposit is due, that gives you a chance to think it over, talk amongst those who you're traveling with. If you're traveling solo, talk amongst yourself. If you think of questions, you can call or email the agent, ask the questions. And to be completely honest, if we get to the end of that 5 days and you need another day or two, you reach out to me, I reach out to Loretta, and depending on when that sailing is, we might be able to get you more time. But in most cases, 5 days is enough time for people to make a decision. So, all righty, you have the number, you have the email address. We have that special promotion for the remainder of May. I would invite everybody, even if you're not going to book now, while you're thinking of it, while everything, Loretta said is fresh in your mind, just request a quote. Email in and ask a quote or call in, talk to an agent and get a quote, and then you'll kind of be familiar with how it works. You'll get a better idea of how, what's going on. And that will be knowledge that you'll have in the future when you decide that you're ready to book an Oceania cruise. You'll already gone through the process. It doesn't take long for you to drop an email that says, I'd like to know how much an Alaska cruise is, what the best deal you have for Alaska cruise in June of 2025. That takes less than a minute of your time. The agent will do all the research, get back to you, and then that's information that you have when you're trying to decide what you want to do next year. Information is the key to making wise decisions, and we're here to provide you all the information you could want. So, all righty, we did have questions. See, as
That's
soon as I said I
wonderful.
was giving you a gold star, everybody was like, I'm just kidding. All righty. Want to thank everybody for showing up. If it's your first webinar, we do 2 or 3 of these a month. People really like them. If it's the first time you signed up, you'll start receiving our newsletter. We do send out a newsletter once a month, and you'll receive invitations for future webinars. Please join us again. I love doing these. It's such a great opportunity to interact directly with members and share information. We love just sharing the information and help you decide where you want to go. And when you do travel, we want to make sure that you have a great time and that you get the absolute lowest price. I want to thank Loretta on behalf of everybody at MOA, everybody who attended today, and everybody at our office here at MOA Vacations. Took a lot of time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to turn it over to you for the final word.
I'm just going to say it's my pleasure, John. Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to all of the MOA members cruising with us in the future. So thank you for everything and the opportunity.
Excellent. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you soon.
I thank you. Perfect.